Welcome to the Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. CH Knives. Just can't get enough of them. Can't leave them alone. So what do you think? G10. This is the CH3511 knife. And do they have the model number on? Yeah, 3511. 3511. You know, G10 scales, liner lock knife, 154 cm blade, just a regular standard type pocket clip, nothing fancy, not milled, not titanium, not whatever. Steel liners. It looks like they're skeletonized, actually. That's interesting. Yeah, and you know, they're thick enough. You see them right here. They're not like inset into the scales. And I disassembled it and put it back together, and guess what? It still functions. Amazing. Yeah, and it's no blade play, no lock rock, centered up just fine. Pretty strong D10 on this one. This is not one I'm going to try and gravity flip. I'm just pulling this. I'm pulling this. Wow, that's snappy. That's pretty snappy. It's about a 3.5 inch blade, 8 overall, something like, yeah, kind of standard EDC stuff, like 90, just a skosh over 3.5, you know, not quite 3 5/8. So overall length, 8 1/4. Okay, so about the size of the Para 2, somewhere in there. 20.5, not quite 21 centimeters. So about 90 millimeter blade, maybe 91, maybe 92, depending on where you're measuring at. Check it out. Let's do that. Let's find out if we got 4 millimeter on here, right? 0.15 something of an inch. So yeah, it's probably about a 0.157, 0.158 because you got 4 millimeter blade stock. So extrapolate it out. 14.6 millimeter, 0.57. So fairly thick through here, almost 6/10 of an inch. Instead of, you know, a lot of them are like 0.45 to 0.53. So this is getting a little bit more of a handful. You know, stonewash. It's no recurve here, so it's a regular type, kind of belly on here. Pretty thick blade stock coming up here to the tip. Piercing, yes. Slicing, yes. Contact patch, typical for, you know, for a flipper. Got the flipper tab down here in the way. So, you know, other than that, I don't see any recurve through here. It's, oh, I'm seeing a little teeny bit of light. But I mean, just stand away from it. You don't see it necessarily. Let's see if it's, I think I was cutting on some paper the other day and it cut pretty good. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's relatively sharp out of the box, not like we're going to do any cutting demonstrations or I can prove anything to you necessarily. But, you know, you can feel as it grabs the outer layers of your skin. You can tell it's pretty sharp. The edge looks pretty good. Don't see any nicks or anything that I'm picking up on right off the bat. Got a little bit of a choil in here, so for sharpening, that always helps. Got this up here, which is really kind of odd. I think this is the first knife that I can remember that's had this kind of jimping like this big long stretches between the bumps. Really weird. And also, I mean, if this choil was bigger, then you could really go forward, you know, big time like that. But you can't because there's not enough there. So, but I mean, you can get right up on the spine of this knife like that, I guess, for more cutting control. And let me feel the action. Good detent. You know, it kicks right in there. It's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. Yeah, this is not going to throw out of the knife. I don't think I can gravity flip this. I think I can gravity flip anything that's like a number 5 on my scale or below. But 5.5 to 6, no. And this is, I'd give this a 6. Maybe a 6.5, maybe. How about this G10? What do you think about that? Look at that. Are we contoured? It's pretty much flat. But it's like a cutaway thing here. You can feel you got a cutaway here. And then the white is the lowest. The blue is next. And then the black is on top. That's strange. So is it a layered G10 they just milled away? Or is it laminated strips laminated together? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know how they do the manufacturing process on that, but it's fascinating. It's an interesting kind of like a dog bone, crossbone type design almost. And then again, not really, because this doesn't really complete that. This does, in a way. See what I'm saying? But, I mean, the blue and the white make it very striking from a color standpoint. So you're either going to like that or you're not going to like that. Yeah, pretty good blade stock there. And a lanyard hole in the back that is not tubed. Very open design, no backspacer. Just these standoffs here. 2 screws on the pocket clip. Right hand tip up carry and no left hand option. And it was easy to take apart. Wasn't a big deal. Here's what it looks like. See these bearings? Those are black. They look ceramic to me. See that? They look ceramic. Now you can see where he's skeletonized that top scale. And of course, when you do this kind of thing with G10 and stuff, of course, you got to have some steel contact patch for your bearings. So internal stop. Yeah, other than that, you know, scale pops right on there. Your screws go through. There's your standoffs. Not terribly complicated. You know, that detent ball looks ceramic too. Really does. Interesting. Yeah, oh well. Just thought maybe you'd like to see it disassembled. And how much do you think it weighs? What does it weigh? I don't know, LTK. 4.7 ounces. 135 grams. That's not bad. It just gained weight. Let's not keep it on the scale any longer. God only knows. It'll be 6 ounces pretty soon. No, that's not bad. That's not bad for a knife that size. Although, you know, it's the same as the, you know, the Para 2, like I said. And the full-size grip, Benchmade Griptilian, and the Manix is, I think the Manix, it might be just a skosh longer than the Manix, but at this aspect ratio, it looks, you know, dead on, identical. Comes in a nice fitted box. Get out of here, Manny. Oh, you're a lightweight too. Lightweight. But it comes in there. It came in plastic and then in the little fitted box, which is, thank God, it's crush proof because these things get worked out coming from China. They really do. They get magnetic closure, you know. So I like that. That's pretty cool. And some people are not very in love with the writing below the logo, and some feel that the logo's too big. I don't know if I feel like the logo's too big, just that alone, but maybe when you add all the other writing there, it becomes a little more than necessary. It's not a huge deal to me, but it becomes a real source of contention for some people. So, boo. I don't know. Not my deal. But you know, CH knives, if you're not familiar with them, they got all kinds of different models. These are fairly new. This is the CH 3006. Okay, so this one, 3006. This is the 3511. And, I mean, I've got some favorite models that I like of theirs. This is in the line of the 300. So this is a 3001. And where do you put that? This is S35VN. But this is the 02, I'm sorry. 01's a smaller, different type of knife. This is the 02. So 06, 02. This is the 11. This is the 3507. And this is in M390. So he's mixing it up a lot, right? And then, keep pulling it, right? 3510. And this is VG10. But this is the 3510. And this is carbon fiber. This is a liner lock as well, which he's just started doing recently. Let me push this over a little bit. I like this one. I do. I know it's VG10, which may not be at the top of anybody's list, especially when you compare it to S35VN, 154CM, and M390. But still, man, I'm really liking this knife. Feels good in the hand, very lightweight, love it. And the good old original 3504, full titanium S35VN, all anode and pimped out with the skull. And I always thought the skull thing was really cool. So, you know, this was kind of my original curiosity when I saw these online over in DHgate, started buying these, started reviewing them, and then Ping, the owner of this company, used to work for Kaiser, like I said, went out on his own, made these knives, and he's like, my name is Ping, and, you know, I'm the owner of the company. I design them, blah, blah, blah. So that was really cool to make his acquaintance. And, good Lord, if you don't like the skull on it, there you go. Without the skull. Yeah. 3504 without the skull. Same model number as this one down here. Same knife, no skull. I actually told him that some people did not like the skull, and if he could make them without. I don't know if I had any influence on that, but it's nice to think that maybe I had a little bit. In any case, it's really nice to have these. And, you know, so many other models, including, this is one of my favorites, the 07. And I know this is a little bit of the Millet knife torrent look to it. But, you know, for the price, instead of like $400, but I asked him about it. I think he's standing his ground saying, you know, that was not my deal. Whether it was his inspiration for this knife or not, so be it. But this one's still one of my favorites. I just like the style of the knife. Maybe someday I'll get the Millet knife torrent. We'll put them side by side because so many things are different. The size and the shape of the cutouts, where the cutouts are, the pocket clip's different. Just so much is different, and the overall size, pivot, everything, you know. But But the whole concept of the cutouts and the look of the blade, definitely Millet Knife Torrent. So who's zooming who? And we'll see. Get that Torrent maybe someday, put it down, and do a comparison between the two. Obviously, this is D2 steel. This is like 70 something dollars, not 400. But this has got ceramic bearings. It's really nice. Good knife. Pretty tough detent. So all these big favorites of mine, and it goes on and on. The 3503, 3501, the 3001, which is not out here. That's the 3002. Big Party, CH Party. A lot of different models. When's he coming to the U.S. as far as distribution here and retail sales here? I don't know. I think he's too busy right now. But I think it will happen in the future. I really do. So what do you think? We got a mess on the table, don't we? I got to put it away. You don't. You can just click to the next video, can't you? That's the way it goes around here. Hey, stay in touch with us. Table sales. Subscribe if you'd like. Also, when we do our giveaways, subscribers, got to be a subscriber to win. And we do some pretty good giveaways. I appreciate your support. Thanks for hanging out with me for this knife review. They're just fascinating, aren't they? It's hard to pick which one you want to carry, and that's just of the CH knives. So many knife brands that we review on this channel, but this has been a fascination, maybe in particular of mine, just because I got to correspond and know the owner over time and exchange, messages and ideas with him. It's fascinating. Thank you so much for joining us. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.